find a lot of these what to eat for beautiful skin videos a bit annoying. What usually happens is that someone thinks of a nutrient that's good for your skin, then they think of a random food that contains that nutrient, even if it's not very easy for your body to access, and they put that food forward as a kind of a skin superfood. Now, I don't know about you, but I want harder data than that. So this video is different. All the foods in this video have actual clinical trials behind them showing that when people eat these foods, their skin measurably improves. We're talking brighter, clearer, glowier, younger looking skin, all backed by science. And some of these foods would be pretty hard to guess. Before we dive in, let me say a quick hello if you're new here. My name is Fiona and I'm a registered nutritionist with a master's degree in nutritional medicine. On this channel, we talk about how to eat for great skin because true skincare starts with what's on your plate. So with that in mind, let's kick off with our first food, which is avocado. In a pilot trial, women ate one whole avocado a day. After 8 weeks, researchers found that the skin on their forehead and also the skin around their eyes was firmer and it had greater elasticity. Basically, their skin had become younger. That's probably because avocados are rich in healthy fats which help to hydrate your skin, and because they contain special plant nutrients or carotenoids which have a collagen boosting effect. Now, it is worth pointing out that this study was sponsored by the Avocado Board. However, its findings do fit in with other research we have on healthy fats and plant nutrients and skin health. Now, I know you might be concerned that one whole avocado a day sounds like quite a lot because they are reasonably calorific, but the interesting thing is that in this study, none of the women experienced a change in body weight. That's because avocados are really filling and really satisfying, so they naturally regulate your appetite. Great ways to enjoy avocados are chopped up into salads or blitzed into smoothies or mashed up on toast or as a guacamole dip. Moving on to our second food, which is actually a drink, and that's pomegranate juice. In another study, women drank 8 fluid ounces of pomegranate juice daily. After 12 weeks, researchers purposefully exposed these women to UV rays and found that it took their skin much longer than expected to start to turn red or to burn. What that means is that pomegranate juice dialed up the skin's natural defenses against the sun, and over the longer term, that translates to more even-toned, younger-looking skin. But here's my issue with this approach. 8 fluid ounces of pomegranate juice would give you about 30 grams of sugar, which is almost as much as a can of Coke. And if you've watched this video, you'll know that I don't typically advocate drinking juice. That's because even if the juice gives you some skin supporting nutrients, you're also getting a hefty dose of sugar, which has the potential to age you. It's kind of like giving with one hand and taking with another. So what can you do? You have 2 options. You can either eat the whole pomegranate seeds, which come with a good dose of fiber, which slows the sugar absorption. And honestly, these go really well with loads of things, everything from soups to stews to salads. Your second option is to just have a smaller amount of juice, say an ounce a day in an espresso cup or a shot glass. You could have this after a meal to further dampen the sugar effect, and it's actually a really nice way to round off a meal. Now, because you're drinking less, it will take longer to build up the UV protecting effect, but it doesn't matter. You're not in a clinical trial. We've got time. Moving on to the third food, which is almonds. Now, I've spoken about these before, but they're so good that it's worth mentioning them again. Research shows that eating 2 handfuls of raw unsalted almonds a day can reduce the wrinkles you already have and help to fade hyperpigmentation or dark spots. This is because almonds are rich in healthy omega-6 fat, which literally builds your skin barrier from the inside out, and because they also contain a good dose of anti-aging vitamin E. Now, like the avocado, you might think that a couple of handfuls of almonds a day sounds like quite a lot, but number one, your body can't access all those calories in the almonds, so they're much less calorific than you think. And number two, eating nuts and seeds regularly is consistently associated with living a longer and healthier life, so they are a great thing to add to your diet. And the truth, my favourite way to eat almonds is with a couple of squares of very dark chocolate. If you can replace your afternoon cookie with raw almonds and dark chocolate, then your skin is going to love you. Moving on to our our fourth food, which is tomato paste. Now, I know this sounds a bit random, but just stick with me for a minute. In a gold standard trial, women either ate tomato paste and olive oil, or they just ate olive oil. After 12 weeks, like the pomegranate juice, researchers found that the women who'd been eating tomato paste took much longer to burn when exposed to UV rays. That means their skin could better protect itself against UV damage. But this study went even further and found that the tomato paste also stopped collagen breakdown. That means fewer wrinkles. It's all to do with a special plant nutrient called lycopene, which has some serious skin protecting properties. Now, the women in this trial were eating 3 or 4 tablespoons of tomato paste daily. That's not difficult to do, but it's also not that appealing. But the good news is you can get an equivalent amount of lycopene in a large handful of sun-dried tomatoes. These go really well in salads, they're great in pasta sauces, and they also go really nicely in sandwiches. And a handful a day is pretty easy to include. Right, moving on to our last food, which is another drink, and that is kefir. Again, I've spoken about this before, so if you want to do a deep dive into kefir, you can check out this video here. But here's the short version. Kefir can be a great addition to your diet if you have acne or eczema. So we have studies that show that drinking kefir can reduce acne by up to 1/3. And we also have studies that show that drinking kefir daily can reduce eczema symptoms to the degree that they go from being severe eczema to mild eczema. And even if you have normal skin, kefir is still great to drink. It contains hyaluronic acid, which helps to keep your skin looking plump. And it also contains lactic acid, which helps you to build up a strong acid mantle layer, which again helps you keep looking younger for longer. Now, I think dairy kefir is best, but you can also go for water kefir if you're super strict about not having dairy. And the great thing is you don't need much to see an effect. Just 100 milliliters a day, which is less than half a cup, is enough to see a therapeutic benefit. Now again, go check out that kefir video to learn how to make your own kefir or how to find a really high quality version in stores. So to sum up, lots of foods are good for your skin, but some measurably and perceptibly change its function and appearance. Now, there are actually loads more foods I could have mentioned, things like flaxseed and borage oil, and also plain old fibre. Now, I have videos on all of those, so go have a look around my channel. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing. It really helps the channel, and I will see you next time for another video on nutritional skincare.